Hello, it's your boy Mog with another episode of Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. I know this is a little throwback to some of my earlier days streaming, but I just felt like playing some Final Fantasy today, and I thought about playing 9, considering that the 25th anniversary stuff is going around, but I was like, I feel like it'd just be too much trouble to start 9 again. I've started that game so many times, it's just like, yeah, I just got to get into the meat of it. But honestly, I've played through that a lot, so I wanted to come back to 8 just because I had just recently started it and I had streamed quite a bit of it, and it just felt like the right move. I feel like this game has a lot of great themes, things that, you know, can really help ground me, make me think back to a simpler time. Because truthfully, I'm sort of like going through something, and I played Final Fantasy VIII when I was like 8 years old, and back then I didn't quite understand like a lot of the themes that were being presented in the game. Like Squall's development, Squall's development of feelings for Rinoa was such a just a, so it was just such a complicated thing for an 8-year-old to understand. You know what I mean? So and then the whole complexity of their love story, and I think their love story is the best love story in Final Fantasy VIII, strictly because just how they met is just sort of magical. But even before that, like how their parents are so instrumental in like how their destinies are intertwined. So like thinking about like Laguna and Julia's like brief interaction, and like the sort of like love that could have been, and the love that sort of sparked between them, it transcended time and space just to find their way back to each other through like the next generation or their kids, right? So like Renoa is the daughter of Julia, and Squall implicitly, however you want to read it, but for all intents purposes, is Laguna's son. And that love, since from the very beginnings, the very first dream sequence is of Laguna meeting Julia, that sets the tone. This game is all about time, and Squall literally goes through time and space to get back to Renoa, and it's supposed to represent that love. That which is like, whereas like a love, it's the best love story, because like whereas love stories in other Final Fantasies, there are other themes that overshadow it. I think like in Final Fantasy X, there's a love story between Yuna and Tidus, but that is greatly overshadowed by the themes of organized religion and control, and manipulation of knowledge and stuff like that. Whereas 9, has has many little love stories within it. Steiner, Beatrix, Freya, and Sir Pratley, Zidane, Garnet, like all of those are just like sprinkled in, but it's at its core, it's talking about life, death, and what it means to die, and it's about why do we live, what do we live for, and you know what is life, right? But also what is death, and like what's the meaning of it? So it's very existential. And love obviously exists in 4 because Rosa and Cecil are already in a relationship by the time at the very beginning of the story. So like yada yada yada. There are a ton of Final Fantasy couples, but bottom line, this Final Fantasy's themes, even though like it's got war, it's got tragedy, it's got time travel and all that stuff, the manipulation of time and all that, it's all pertaining to one core thing, which is love. The love between Squall and Rinoa, that love that transcended time from like even through their parents, like that existence of that love, almost as if it's a tangible thing, that it's like something that it could not control. That is at its core the main theme of this game. It's how powerful love is, which is so profound, and I think that makes it like the only true love story in Final Fantasy, period. and it even shows it in their picture of them holding each other, like, you know, like the artwork for the logo. So I don't know. I kind of like, it's very complex, right? It's just like, even just like laying it out and discussing it and like talking about it, it's just so complex. But even going into this next scene, where this is the second time Squall meets Rinoa, and they only met briefly at the Seed graduation where they danced very romantically, and Squall didn't know how to dance, but he kept messing up, and Rinoa had to teach him. So like, it's, and then the fireworks, right? There was fireworks. So like, their first meeting, everything. So now we have this. Hey, you're, you know, from the party. So does that mean you're a Seed? Of course, he was wearing the uniform. She should have known that. I'm a Squall, the Squall leader. There's 2 others with me. Yes, Seed is here. Take it easy. It's just that I'm so happy. I've been sending requests to Garden forever, but nothing. I'm so glad I spoke to Sid directly. Oh. So you were looking for the headmaster at the party. So another thing about 8, so like, my older brother owned 9, and whenever I got Final Fantasy of my own, I chose 8. I feel like this game was so much more adult than 9 was, even though, no, 9's got a lot of dark themes in it though, but like, this one was just more realistic, and in a lot of ways I feel like it's even more I mean, this is like them trying to do Final Fantasy 15, but in the 90s. So you were looking for the headmaster at the party. You know Cypher? Yeah. Well, he's the one who introduced me to Sid. Sid is such a nice man. I really didn't think Sid would come out to help a measly little group like us. But after explaining our situation to him, Sid gave me the go-ahead right away. Now that you guys are here, we'll be able to carry out all kinds of plans. I think I'm supposed to talk to her. Yes. I'm going back to the others. Okay, let's go. Squall, is he here? He? Cypher. No, he's not a Seed. Oh. Oh yeah, my name's Rinoa. Very pleased to meet you, Squall. Seed members dance quite well, don't they? Approach your target inconspicuously at a dance party? There may be missions requiring this sort of subterfuge. It's expected of a Seed to learn various skills. Yeah, see, he tries to blow it off all cool, act like he freaking, like he's cool with it, like, or he just, like, he doesn't care. It's just, oh yeah, I was just dancing, like, he didn't enjoy it. It was just, you know, there may be missions requiring this sort of subterfuge. It's expected of a Seed to learn various skills. Like, whatever, Squall, get over yourself. Oh, so it's work related. That's too bad. But see, he's just trying to play it cool in front of a pretty girl. Like, whatever, dude. He just tries to act like he doesn't care, but he really does deep down. See, the complexity of a squall is like one of the things that just like I couldn't really process or wrap my head around as a kid. I honestly think that like that kind of had an influence on me growing up. I feel like that's kind of like why I was kind of quiet and introverted, especially through high school and middle school too. That's when it started. That's too bad. Here, let me introduce you. This is my partner, Angelo. So I had an Australian Shepherd in real life that I named Sir Angelo. And yeah, he was such a good dog. Angelo is really smart. Here, let me tell you. Now Rinoa's limit break. Her dog. The tricks Angelo learned are listed on the status screen. Final Fantasy VIII and its tutorials, oh my god. Tricks Angelo can learn. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to know that if you select a ability that you've already learned, then you'll not learn anything. Learn new tricks by obtaining pet pals. Smart, huh? I have some important work to do now. Be good, Angelo. Okay, I'll meet you there. I forgot, there is supposed to be an issue of pet pals in this room. I think. I forgot. I was supposed to be bringing my guidebook to this. Yeah, how am I supposed to go on and play this game without my guidebook? Alright, I will be right back.